A 95-pound black and tan Doberman was surrendered for one reason: he would not let children near water. 3 separate trainers wrote the same word on his file: aggression. He sat in Kennel 6 for 391 days, while 27 families walked past his door without slowing down. Then a 33-year-old woman signed 1 page. And what that dog did on a gravel bar on the Truckee River at 7:04 p.m. on a Thursday in June would prove that all 27 of those families had been wrong about him from the very first day. Nora Kessler was 33 and lived in Glenshire, in Truckee, California. She measured rivers for a living. Twice a week, she drove Highway 267, parked beside a stream gauge, and wrote down numbers. She trusted numbers because numbers never surprised her. Her daughter, June, was 20 months, all curls and stubbornness, and she loved water the way small children love the one thing that can kill them: bathtubs, puddles, the dog bowl. Nora had a lock on the bathroom door, a gate at the stairs, and a rule she said out loud every morning: never look away. She was not looking for a dog. She was dropping blankets at Silver Pine Animal Rescue on a Saturday in March, but at the end of the last row, she stopped. Kennel 6, a black and tan Doberman, 95 pounds, cropped ears standing like towers, rust markings above his eyes like 2 small flames. He was not pacing. He was not barking. He lay with his back against the concrete wall, watching the floor drain the way a man watches a door he expects someone to come through. The coordinator, Priya, did not sugarcoat it. His name was Ranger. He had come in 391 days earlier from a family with a swimming pool, and he would not let their children near it, not once. He never broke skin, but the 3rd trainer they hired wrote 2 words on his evaluation: water aggression. Page 1 of a 4-page file. 27 families have read that word, Priya said. Nobody adopts a dog with aggression on page 1. Nora crouched outside the bars. Ranger turned his head. He looked at her, then past her, at June asleep in the carrier on her chest. He stood, crossed the kennel, and lay back down against the bars facing the baby with his back to the door, which was the first thing in 391 days he had turned away from. "I'll take him," Nora said. "I see you're still here and haven't subscribed. After a dog like Ranger, that stings a little. Tap subscribe. You'll want to see what he does at that river." Bringing home 95 pounds of Doberman is not a quiet event. Ranger cleared the coffee table with his tail in the first 40 seconds. But he had rules, and Nora did not understand a single one of them yet. Rule 1: when water ran, Ranger moved. Kitchen tap, shower, dishwasher, it did not matter. Wherever June was, Ranger put himself between her and the sound. Rule 2: bath time was not a bath. It was a shift. He sat in the bathroom doorway, upright, dead still for all 14 minutes, and he never once looked at Nora. He watched the water. Rule 3, and this one made her laugh out loud: June's rain boots. Ranger stole the left one, only the left, never the right. He pushed it under the couch with his nose, then lay on the couch like nothing had happened. Nora found 4 left boots under there in a single month. He never touched a right boot in his life. Her mother called the dog a liability. Hank Ostrom, the 71-year-old retired snowplow operator across the road, said an animal that size would eat her out of house and home. Ranger ate 9 pounds of food a week and slept across the doorway of June's room every night. Nora had spent 33 years trusting only what she could measure. Now she lived with an animal that fit on no chart she had ever read. Then came the day at Donner Lake, a birthday party in May. Paper plates, cold water lapping at a sand beach. June, 22 months old now, walked toward the shoreline the way toddlers walk, sideways and fast and delighted. Ranger crossed 30 feet in a blink. He got in front of her, turned, and took the strap of her sundress between his teeth. A woman screamed. A father grabbed his son. Somebody said, loud enough for the whole beach to hear, that a dog like that had no business around children. Nora drove home with her hands shaking on the wheel. That night, after June was asleep, she called Priya and said she did not think she could keep him. Priya was quiet a moment. Then she told her the rest of it. At the house with the pool, Ranger had torn a swimsuit. He had dragged a 6-year-old boy off the pool steps while 30 adults watched. He never left a mark on anyone. Then she asked 2 questions. Has he ever broken skin? No. Has he ever, one single time, let a child reach the water? Nora sat down on the kitchen floor. No. Read page 4, Priya said. Page 4 was an animal control intake report dated 4 years earlier. In January, during a storm that closed Interstate 80 for 11 hours, a county crew opened a flooded culvert to clear it. Inside, they found 6 Doberman puppies, roughly 4 months old, put there before the rain came. 5 had drowned. 1 was alive on a shelf of gravel 8 inches above the waterline. 11 pounds, hypothermic, silent. They tagged him Ranger because the crew that pulled him out of that pipe worked for the Forest Service. Nora read it 3 times. Then she went and sat on the floor beside her daughter's door, where a 95-pound Doberman lay with his chin on the threshold, and she put her hand flat on his ribs and felt them rise and fall. If an animal has ever known what you were about to lose before you did, you already understand exactly what she felt in that hallway. She stopped correcting Ranger after that. She started watching him instead. By June, they had a routine. The gravel bar below the Glenshire Bridge, a wide apron of river rock where the Truckee River ran shallow and clear in the evenings, ankle deep and cold. Nora sat on a rock with a thermos. June threw stones. Ranger stood at the water line with his front feet dry, and June was allowed to get exactly as close as Ranger decided she could get. Nora checked the gauge every morning out of habit. That Thursday, it read 640 cubic feet per second. Low, safe. She had read that number for 6 years. What she had not read, because it lived on a different agency's page, was the release schedule of Boca Reservoir, 11 miles upstream. They reached the gravel bar at 7:50 p.m. June crouched at the edge with a red plastic cup. The light was going gold on the ridgeline. Nora poured coffee. At 7:04 p.m., Ranger stood up. He did not bark. He walked to June, put his shoulder in front of her, and turned her back toward the bank. June laughed and tried to go around him. Ranger closed the gap, took the strap of her harness between his teeth, and walked backwards, pulling her 20 feet up the dry stones. Then he let go, turned to face the water, and planted himself between it and the child, and he did not move. Nora was already standing. Her first instinct, the one she had carried for 3 months, was to grab his collar and pull him off. The same Doberman that 3 trainers called aggressive, the same Doberman that 27 families read about and closed the file on, the same Doberman who had spent 391 days lying in a concrete kennel watching a drain, because a drain is where water comes from. She stood there and she watched him, and she waited. Her phone buzzed in her pocket, an automated alert from a gauge she serviced herself, and then, before she could unlock the screen, she heard it. Not a roar, something worse. A low, wet, building hiss upstream, coming around the bend. The Truckee River came up 14 inches in 6 minutes. 640 cubic feet became 2,300. The gravel bar where a 22-month-old girl had been crouching with a red plastic cup went under 3 feet of snowmelt at 48 degrees, while Nora stood on the bank with her daughter's fist in her hand and a Doberman's shoulder pressed hard against her knee. The red cup was gone. They never found it. The county confirmed it that night, a scheduled release from Boca, posted on a site Nora had never once opened, because the gauge she trusted only tells you what a river is doing right now. It cannot tell you what it is about to do. Ranger had not read the schedule. He smelled it, or heard it, or felt it move through the stones. Nobody will ever know which. What is known is this: a dog was called aggressive for pulling children away from water. He lost 391 days of his life to that word. And then he used the exact same instinct to walk a 22-month-old girl off a gravel bar 9 minutes before it disappeared under the Truckee River. Priya put the story on the Silver Pine page that weekend. In 9 days, the rescue took in 46 adoption applications, and for the first time in its history, people were calling to ask specifically about the dogs whose files had a hard word on page 1. 4 dogs who had waited more than a year went home that month. If you have ever been the only person in a room who could see what an animal was actually trying to say, you already know why that mattered. Today, Ranger is 5, June is 3, and she can say his name better than she can say her own. He still steals the left boot. He still sits in the bathroom doorway for all 14 minutes of the bath, upright, unmoving, watching the water like a man watching a door. He still sleeps across the threshold of her room with his chin on the wood. And Nora still measures rivers. She still drives Highway 267 twice a week, but she does not trust the gauge the way she used to. Before June goes anywhere near water, Nora looks at the dog first. We call it aggression when an animal refuses to let us walk into the thing that could take us. We call it a problem. We write it on a file and we hand that file to the next family, and the next, and the next, for 391 days. Ranger was never guarding the water. He was guarding the person who could not hear it coming. If you are thinking about adopting, read past page 1. The word somebody else wrote was written by somebody who did not understand what they were looking at. Learn first, prepare well, then let them do the one thing they arrived already knowing how to do. So tell me, was Ranger protecting June that evening, or was he still trying to save the 5 puppies he could not save under that culvert? Tell me in the comments. And if a dog the world gave up on ever walked into your life, say their name below, because somebody scrolling alone tonight needs to read it.